It is a guiding principle rooted in the belief that national transformation begins when our citizens are empowered through knowledge, skills, and opportunity. The government of St. Lucia continues to invest in expanding access to quality education at all levels, whether through the provision of scholarships, the upgrading of TVET institutions, the strengthening of secondary and post-secondary linkages, or the expansion of digital learning infrastructure. We are working to ensure that no St. Lucian is left behind. But government cannot do this alone. It requires partnership, a genuine collaboration between public institutions, private entities, and international partners. And that is why our partnership with Monroe University holds such significance. Monroe University has been a trusted partner in our national development agenda for many, many years. What began as a promising collaboration has evolved into a powerful and practical alliance built on shared values, excellence, inclusion, and service. Together, we have opened doors for hundreds of St. Lucians to pursue higher education and professional certification, many of whom might not have otherwise had that opportunity. Through Monroe's scholarship initiatives, flexible programs, and student-centered approach, we have witnessed lives transformed and communities uplifted. When the first cohort of first-generation scholars embarked on their Monroe journey, they carried with them the hopes of families who had long dreamed of breaking generational barriers. Today, those dreams are being realized, and their success serves as inspiration for others. The government of St. Lucia intends to deepen this partnership with Monroe University. We will continue to work collaboratively to expand access to education, enhance program offerings in areas of national priority, and strengthening pathways for TVET and continuing education students to advance seamlessly into university studies. We also recognize Monroe University's growing footprint across the Caribbean. Its commitment to regional integration aligns perfectly with our belief in a connected and empowered Caribbean region. Together, we can foster a new generation of Caribbean professionals, globally competitive, but deeply rooted in the values of service, integrity, and community. Graduates, as you prepare to enter or continue in the world of work, I urge you to see your degree not merely as a credential, but as a responsibility. Education, after all, is not about what we accumulate, but about what we contribute. We live in a time of rapid global change, driven by technology, climate shifts, and shifting economic realities. The world you enter is one that will demand flexibility, creativity, and emotional intelligence. The knowledge you have gained here at Monroe University will serve as your compass, but it is your curiosity, your humility, and your compassion that will sustain your journey in life. St. Lucia, like the rest of the region, is at a crossroads. We must prepare our people to participate meaningfully in the digital economy, in the green transition, and in the global marketplace of ideas and innovation. As graduates, you are now part of that vanguard. You are the thinkers, creators, innovators, and problem solvers who will shape the next decade of St. Lucia's development and the development of the Caribbean region. And so wherever life takes you, whether you serve in education, law enforcement, business, public administration, healthcare, tourism, or entrepreneurship, do so with pride and do so with purpose. See yourself not merely as an employee or a professional, but as a builder of nation and as a builder of the Caribbean. It is often said that education without values is like a ship without a compass. As you step forward, let the values that guided you here continue to shape who you eventually become. In a world where success is too often measured by material gain. I encourage you to seek instead a life of purpose. True success is found in service, in using what you have learned to make the lives of others better. The best use of knowledge is not to elevate ourselves above others, but to lift others with us. No graduate crosses this stage alone. Behind every cap, behind every gown, is a story of encouragement, sacrifice, and love. To the parents, spouses, siblings, and friends who supported these graduates, today is also your celebration. You have shared in the late nights, the anxiety and the hopes. You have given your time, your patience, and your prayers. Thank you for believing in them, even when they doubted themselves. To the dedicated faculty and staff of Monroe University, your work is invaluable. You have not only taught lessons from books, but lessons for life. You have challenged minds, inspired hearts, and built confidence. You have helped shape citizens who will go forth to lead, serve, and innovate. On behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia, I extend our sincere appreciation for the service to for your service to education and human development. Graduates, the road ahead may present challenges, but remember that every challenge carries within it an opportunity for growth. The same determination that carried you through your studies will carry you through life. When faced with obstacles, remember today. Remember your graduation ceremony. Remember the applause, the smiles of your family, the pride in your heart. Let that memory remind you that perseverance always yields reward. Graduates of 2025, as you go forth into the world, I leave you with this charge. Be curious, be courageous, and be compassionate. Use your education not just to secure a livelihood, but to create a legacy. Let your success become a platform for service. Let your knowledge be a bridge connecting ideas, communities, and connecting people. And let your voice contribute to building a St. Lucia and the Caribbean that is equitable, innovative, and united in purpose. In every generation, there are those who define the era, who turn possibility into progress. I believe this is your generation. You have the creativity, you have the intellect, and the heart to lead. The question is not whether you will make a difference, but how. So go forward with confidence and make that difference count. As this chapter closes and another begins, pause for a moment to truly appreciate what you have achieved. In the years ahead, when life becomes complex, remember today the pride, the laughter, and the tears of joy. Let it remind you that you are capable of remarkable things, remarkable achievements. On behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia, I congratulate you once again on your tremendous accomplishment. May your future be marked with success, wisdom, and service. May you continue to rise, to dream, and give back to the land that nurtured you. And as we remember the late, great, if I may say, Mr. Gus Small, may his example continue to guide us. Remind us that the truest measure of a life well lived is the impact we have on other people. Congratulations, graduates. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless our beloved nation, St. Lucia. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sean Edward, for your representation of your government and your continued commitment to education and to Monroe University, and your words of wisdom to the graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, This is the most anticipated moment of our commencement ceremony, where we recognize all our students, but especially at this time, students who have earned awards for outstanding academic achievement. I now hand over this part of the ceremony to incoming Dean of Academics at the St. Lucia campus, Dr. Ernest Otley. Please welcome him.
I gratefully adopt the protocol already established so that I can hasten to congratulate all our graduates today. Congratulations to you. You have come this far. Give yourselves a round of applause. Monroe University over the past few years has happened to you. Now it's your turn to go out and happen to the world. I urge you to be positively exceptional with what you have gained from the Monroe University. So now we celebrate you. This is your day. Special celebrations for you. First, we turn to the Dean's Awards. These awards are presented to graduates selected by the school's deans and who embody the values of the university and represent the highest ideals for their schools. This year, from the School of Allied Health Professionals, Fila, Lucia. Please stand. The School of Business and Accounting, Precious Mathre. From the School of Criminal and Social Justice, Zahir Peters. Now, Zahir is not here with us today because he did a wonderful thing by graduating in New York earlier this year. But we recognize him and we do give him a round of applause. From the School of Hospitality Management and the Culinary Institute of New York, Stanesha Delpish. And from the School of Information Technology, Simon Zoe Jackson. Please give our Dean's List awardees a big, resounding round of applause as they sit. It is an absolute honor to present to you the students graduating with perfect 4.0 GPAs. These students received medals of academic excellence at the graduation awards ceremony last night, but we acknowledge their achievement before the entire graduating class today. So for a perfect 4.0 GPA with the graduate master's degree students, please rise. Thank you. You may be seated. And for the undergraduate students with a 4.0 GPA, we ask you now, please rise. Have a good look at our scholars. You may be seated. Now, to recognize students who have achieved the honor of Summa Cum Laude, this represents at least a 3.8 cumulative grade point average I ask the students who have achieved this honor to rise and be recognized for your impressive accomplishment. Summa cum laude. Yes, it's a large contingent. You may be seated. Now we recognize students who have achieved the honor of magna cum laude. This represents at least a 3.60 to 3.79 cumulative grade point average. I ask the students who have achieved this honor to rise and be recognized for your accomplishment. You may be seated. I am pleased now to recognize the students who have earned cum laude honors, graduates with a grade point average GPA of between 3.40 and 3.59. I ask the students who have achieved this honor to rise and be recognized for your accomplishments. Take all the applause that you need. You may be seated. Congratulations to all, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause again for all our honors students.
And at this point, it is my great honor to introduce Dr. Karanan Kati, Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs.
I'm just here to deliver the good news that this is the moment you're waiting for, and our students will make their way to the stage following the instructions of our ushers. The first row shall stand and come forward. President Jerome, we are about to recognize our candidates for graduation. Our associate, baccalaureate, and master's degree candidates will rise and come forward and make their way to the stage as our MC will read their names and present them with their degrees.
Testing. Nadia Prescott, St. Lucia. Desla Campbell, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Alice Simon, Dominica. Linda Berthier, St. Lucia. Crystalline Samuel, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Evantia Thompson, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Angie Donnelly, St. Lucia. Carlene Samuel, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Krishna Marksman, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Denise Matthias Thomas, Antigua and Barbuda. Melissa Carey Isaac, St. Kitts and Nevis. Benny Richards, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Kenda John Matthias, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. These were our master's students, ladies and gentlemen. We now invite our students who attain bachelor's degrees to come forward. Milton Jeremy, Antigua and Barbuda. Jamal George, Dominica. Rejay Osborne, Jamaica. Chantal Hilton, Dominica and St. Martin. Simon Jackson, St. Kitts and Nevis. Laurelie Placid Jean, St. Lucia. Arisa Dennis, St. Lucia. Lucia. St. Lucia. Mionette Felix, St. Lucia. Krista Sherabin, St. Lucia. Sethra Maximin, St. Lucia. Francine Mason, St. Lucia. Sherry Lionel, St. Lucia. Ellen Matthews, St. Lucia. Natasha Marius, St. Lucia. Kashana Estefan, St. Lucia. Samantha Lewis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Sharika Amade, St. Lucia. Shari Phillip, Antigua and Barbuda. Stephanie Desir, St. Lucia. Kendall Shillingford, Antigua and Barbuda. Chelsea Raphael, St. Lucia. Anya Sarju Singh, St. Lucia. Tonya Felicier, St. Lucia. Nyla Lafontaine, St. Lucia. Monique Thomas, St. Lucia. Bajil Ferro, Dominica. Alex Dominica. Kareem Charles, Antigua and Barbuda. Yolanda Gordon Richards, Antigua and Barbuda. Anisha John Lewis, Dominica. Nikita Franklin, Aisha Kalam, Jamaica and Antigua. Alison Benjamin, St. Lucia. Nairi Flavius, St. Lucia. Shan Sejan, Dominica. Kayla Henry, St. Lucia. Laverne Simeon, St. Lucia. Jiba Edward. Darlene Renee, St. Lucia. Chrisley Sherabin, St. Lucia. Kenwin Dilsuk, St. Lucia. Rick Smith, St. Lucia. Tehani, St. Lucia. Faith Weeks, St. Lucia. Shanika Francis, Antigua and Barbuda. Precious Mathra, St. Lucia. RJ James, St. Lucia. Sharatuse, Antigua and Barbuda. Kima Jobatis, St. Lucia. Rashmi Singh, Guyana. Tashi and Mark, Antigua and Barbuda. Lisa Brown, Antigua and Dominica. Carol Knight, Antigua and Barbuda. Cashnell Morris, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Denley Jarvis, Antigua. Lindsay Duval, St. Lucia. Amani St. Martin Hall, St. Lucia. Tevin McDonald, Antigua and Barbuda. Marika Ferdinand, St. Lucia. Michael Southwell, Antigua and Barbuda. Tanaise Hippolyte, St. Lucia. Nadine Leo, St. Lucia. Najwa Jubilee, St. Lucia. Chanel Royer, Dominica. Shandika Sablon, Dominica. Dermia Brown, St. Lucia. Angie Etienne, St. Lucia. Benatra Shalry, St. Lucia. Gavani Clement, St. Lucia. Jermil Francis, St. Lucia. Tamara Inglis, St. Lucia. Lenisha Jobatis, St. Lucia. St. Lucia. Malika Destang, St. Lucia. Giovanni Alexander, Richford Dennery. Harmony Jones, Dallas, Texas, United States of America. Nalini Wiltshire, St. Lucia. Commissioner Jeffrey, Chantel Edward, St. Lucia. Felicia Spencer, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ariana Willie, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tervani Norbert, St. Lucia. Ronald St. Rose, St. Lucia. Mia McDoom, St. Lucia. Miranda Justin, St. Lucia. Jean Rogers, St. Lucia. Sasha Fontenelle Toussaint, St. Lucia. Nicole Les Flores, St. Lucia. Thaddeus Marville, St. Lucia. Bridget Algodel, St. Lucia. La Fleur Tashira, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Hadassah Alexander. Vernel Aurelien, St. Lucia. Malin Leos, St. Lucia. Mella Francis, St. Lucia. Nyron Callis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Stanisha Delpeche, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Clivette Felix, Dominica. Jessica Ash, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Deanje Joseph, Antigua and Barbuda. Janaya Olivier, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Delia King, St. Lucia. Gibson Clark, St. Lucia. Olani Alexander, St. Lucia. Michaela Gabriel, St. Lucia. Chloe Medor, St. Lucia. Terami Marius, St. Lucia. Darice Small, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Johnny Alexander, St. Lucia. Twinkie Stephen, St. Lucia. Lendell Glasgow, St. Lucia. Cleveland Fenelon, St. Lucia. Chevroy Marius, St. Lucia. Cleisha Joseph, St. Lucia. Jillian Alfred, St. Lucia. Clement Gill, St. Lucia. Krizan James, St. Lucia. Anika Neptune, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ashina Bowman, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Dextroidine Kay and the Grenadines. Taranje Benjamin, St. Kitts and Nevis. Britannia Georgia, Dominica. Levy Andrew, St. Lucia. Unel Harlow, St. Lucia. Jada Perino, St. Lucia. Tawana Bruno, Dominica. Zamar Thomas, Dominica. Philia Louisia, St. Lucia. Naya Henville, St. Lucia. Khadijah's Cherubin, St. Lucia. Kiana George, St. Lucia. Kristen Alexander, St. Lucia. Cleanna Matthews, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Andrissa Octave, St. Lucia. Dudra Salis, St. Lucia.
I ask you to confer upon them their degrees.
Graduates, please stand. They are not graduates until we do the tassels. Here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the State of New York and the Board of Trustees of Monroe University, and upon the recommendation of the Vice President for Academics, the school deans, the faculty, I confer upon you the master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees appropriate to your program of study, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You are now officially recognized as alumni of Monroe University. Take your tassels from the right to the left, and you are now graduates. Give them a round of applause. We are now going to have the platform party rise. You can depart that way. Graduates and families, I would ask that you let the platform party depart. It was a wonderful ceremony. You can go. Thank you so much, and let's have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Then Jerome has done my job, apparently. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, the platform party, after they exit, they will be followed by the students, first MBA, then the bachelor's degrees. We ask that you kindly allow all the graduates to exit first. You will meet them outside where refreshments will be served. So you will follow the graduates. I know it's a memorable event, so the photographer will be available outside. Specially invited guests, we ask that you remain seated. And thank you to the Monroe staff who made this happen. Thank you for coming. Be safe and make sure you have all of your belongings and get home safely. Good evening.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times have never changed. tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out 'cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now 'cause you don't have another day. 'Cause we're moving